Week 5 of EndZone. Thanks for hanging out with us. Cam and I are not tired. Louisville, Tyrone Shorter taking on Teddy Young, his former assistant in our game of the week, Louisville and Knoxville County. It was a fun one, and it came down to the wire. The Starkville Yellow Jackets, after falling to Louisville last week, could they bounce back in the Little Egg Bowl against Oxford? Let's not forget about the Tupelo Golden Wave playing Houston in Tennessee.
WCBI Sports EndZone Show is brought to you by Jax, Carl Hogan Toyota, Wade Incorporated, Southern Housing, and Clark Beverage Group.
It's week 5 of EndZone. Thank you so much for joining us. John Sokoloff and Cam Dyer hanging out with you this evening. Cam, we had a lot of great games tonight, as we always do. We've got 17 highlights coming your way as well. But first, our game of the week, Louisville, Knoxville County. You got the emotional tie with not only Tyrone Shorter going back with Louisville to the place where he won a bunch of state titles as a head coach, but you also have Teddy Young, who's going up against his former head coach. He was the offensive coordinator at Knoxville County with Shorter as well. Also played while he was the DC, as you mentioned. But, I mean, a lot of good storylines here. What were you kind of expecting from a football perspective, and how much did the emotion kind of play a role, you think?
Yeah, I think scheme-wise, I mean, literally Teddy Young pretty much has learned everything he knows from Tyrone Shorter. I mean, he really kind of helped guide him into that head coaching role. So these teams know each other really, really well, and so there's not going to be a lot of surprises. I was expecting a hard-fought, hard-nosed game, and, man, without spoiling too much, that's exactly what we got.
Let's get out to the highlights.
WCBI's High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by Carl Hogan Toyota in Columbus.
First things first, check out this brand new Toyota Grand Highlander. It drives like a charm. It's a perfect road trip vehicle for you, John, with all that space in the back seats, man. Perfect.
For tripods and camera bags and everything else that we carry around.
Or if any families want to do something fun too, I guess.
Well, yeah,
but, you know. But let's get out to it. Battle between two teams that made the state championship just last year. Louisville visiting Knoxville County. In the first quarter, Camario Taylor drops back, trying to find a man, but Taquan McKinney forces the punt with the sack. Power Cats drove down the field. They elect to go for it on 4th and goal, and the Tigers defense is up for the challenge. Dimitri Johnson gets the sack to keep it scoreless. Great
Dude, I love football. That's the only thing we thought that could have been.
Only thing. After a stop, Louisville back on offense. Xavier Hunt rolls out, hits Cameron Triplett, who goes up and gets it. Has a nice little run after the catch as well. But the drive stalls out once again. They call this game the Toothpick Bowl. I learned that today. It was another 3-and-out for Knoxville, so Hunt back in action, throws one to Triplett again, but LeKyler on Dancy picks it off. However, he fumbles it on the return, gives
he had
it
a pick
right
six against West Point.
Back to Louisville. I don't know if that counts as 2 turnovers or no turnovers. Someone needs to do the math. I don't know. Finally, less than a minute left in the half. Hunt breaks the deadlock with a dime to De Niro Jackson. Power Cats lead 7-zip at half. And, man, they just hold on by a thread, winning 7-6.
That was a dart on that play, though, no doubt. All right, there's Trey Petty and the Starkville Yellow Jackets hosting Oxford, the Chargers, making that hour and 40-minute drive. Early on, down 7-6. Jay Stevenson punches it in there. So 12-6 ball game. Starkville takes the lead. And look at this, Andrea Self, our very own.
I know her.
Yeah, she's great. She's famous.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, look, you're up 12-6. You got to go for 2, right? And they punch it in pretty easily. So now it's a 14-7 ball game for Starkville. Chris Jones has got to be pretty pleased. Under a minute to go in the half. Trey Petty, look, he makes it look effortless. All those different little juke moves and such. 27 at the half. They didn't get that 2-point conversion when they tried, and the Jackets end up winning big 33-13.
All right, let's get out there to Tennessee. We had games in 3 different states today, John. I don't know if that's an EndZone record, but it's got to be close.
And the other Houston.
Yes, other Houston. Germantown, Houston. Damon Cisa has a nice little 20-yard scamper touchdown for Houston to put him up
words after that, too.
7-0. He did. He's feeling good. Chandler Day drops back to pass. Lefty, you know, man after my own heart right
Southpaw,
there. Drops one to DJ Miller for a nice little touchdown grab. And just like that, the Golden Wave trailed by 14, but you know, they're not going down without a fight. Jeremiah Harrell with a long TD pass to J.Q. Witherspoon.
Top 5
cutting
nominee.
it in half, 14-7. Really the first adversity that this Tupelo team has seen this year, which could help them down the road. Later on, though, they're looking to tie things up. but Houston has another idea. A diving pick there to stall out that drive. And then a little later, the Golden Wave finally punched one in. It's going to be 21-17 going into the half, but Houston comes back and wins, scoring a touchdown with just 6 seconds left in the game to win 38-33. A tough way to get your first loss for Tupelo.
Big time. Columbus taking advantage of that screen time. We got homecoming night. Falcons started off hot with a 14-10 lead, but the Tigers take that lead back. That's a Jalen Brooks touchdown right there, Cam.
Both teams kind of have a little LSU vibe going on with their uniforms.
I could see it. Purple, some gold. And now, again, Brooks makes it 27-14, but the Falcons won't go away. Reginald Wilkins. Okay.
Powerful.
Powerful. Some jukes.
Man.
Over 20 yards on that. Sean Williams capping off the drive, punching it in. But Cam Ripley ends up getting the win here over Columbus. They win it 30-22. Let's get a score in here, shall we? Saltillo, the Tigers, beating Shannon 36-14. Cam, you had some Hartfield Academy action, did you not?
Absolutely. Down the road a little bit in Jackson, Hartfield Academy hosting Lafayette. Cayman Tapper with the short pass to Braylon Womack, and then it's an all-out rugby scrum. Tries to fight for more yards, but the Commodore D holds him up just short of the end zone. However, the very next play, the Hawks would punch it in. Reed Jeslowski hands off to Chris Jones. It's another scrum, but this time Hartfield wins the battle, scoring the touchdown to make it 7-zip. And the Hawks, they would strike again. Not done yet. Tapper finding Womack once again, but this time Womack shakes off the tackle and is going to be, they're going to end up scoring. 14-0 Hartfield led, and they end up winning it 35-7, cruising. That Hartfield team is no joke.
No, they are not. All right, more scores for you. I mean, after what we saw them do against Starkville Academy, I mean, they were already 5-0, but they are for real. New Albany beating Pontotoc 32-13. Houston topping New Hope. The Hilltopper Houston, the Mississippi Houston, beating New Hope 34-7. All right, Aberdeen and Caledonia. Oh, man. What does Caledonia like to do, Cam?
Run the ball, and they love those misdirection plays. You just never know where it's going. It's a videographer's nightmare, but they love it.
But it's Charlie Sullivan's dream, a 50-yard touchdown on the play.
Yeah,
the fireworks.
They know what they're doing. It works for them.
Maurice Howard, man, he's quite the athlete, and they were talking a lot about his athleticism when I stopped there for our high school football tour over the summer. He turns nothing into something there, a little 15-yard run. And then Howard with a 5-yard play this time around. But this one was going to be all Caledonia getting the win 31-8.
Those Cavs, man, they're good once again. Let's get out to Itawamba taking on Lewisburg. Indians making their appearance through the smoke. Looks so cool. After the visitors drove down for a 7-0 lead, the Indians start a drive. John Austin Wood tosses out to Braden Steele for a nice little 6-yard gain, trying to methodically move the ball down the field.
Sure.
Wood on the keeper this time for a nice little gain, going to move the chains. And then, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Almost the exact same play, little quarterback power. Wood with the keeper, first down again for the Indians. Now, he did it with his legs. He's like, I'm going to try it with my arm this time. Looking to throw, finds Caden Prestige, who makes the catch on the far side. Going to cut all the way back across the field before finally being dragged down. However, the Indians could not score, and man, they couldn't get anything going. Lewisburg wins it 42-14.
Wow. Tough loss for Itawamba. All right, Amory blanked Corinth 34-0, and Boonville. Cam, we got to show Boonville some love, man. They keep winning. Shout out to Scott Brown and company. They've been very impressive this year, beating North Pontotoc 42-15. All right, coming up next year on EndZone, could Moreville stay undefeated and get a big win at Manatee? 5-star Caleb Cunningham and his Choctaw County Chargers hosting Yazoo County and Eupora and Knox-a-Pater in quite the fun matchup. All that's coming up next.
Welcome back to EndZone. Let's get right back into some more action. Moreville at Manatee. Second quarter, Troopers up 14-0 already, but the Mustangs driving. Caleb Jones with a nice pass to Levi Ellis, who fights for some extra yards and gets on into the red zone. But penalties and a bad snap hurt them, and the Mustangs were unable to convert. Troopers now with the ball. Going to hand it off to Mason Gillentine, and he could go all the way. And spoiler, John, he's going to. Those Mantachi players have the angle on him, but it does not matter. I saw you grab that pin.
Yep.
I'll say it. That's a top 5 nominee right there.
No doubt. Definitely a nominee. Probably will make the cut.
Extra point was no there. Don't spoil our Monday show.
All right.
All right, no good, but they're still up 20-0. Mustangs driving. Handoff to Garrett Hopkins for a first down, but they weren't able to put anything up before the end of the half. They trail 20-0, and Moreville gets another big win, 42-zip. And let's get
5-0.
5-0, and let's get out to Choctaw County, taking on Yazoo County, one of the most fun names in the state, if I do say so myself. Early on for Yazoo County, second down, TJ Riles, back to pass, throws, it's tipped by receiver Cameron Williams, picked off by Devin Jordan, goes all the way for a 64-yard pick six. Put that pin down, though. It's going to come back for an illegal block in the back, so it's not a pick six, but it is still an interception. Choctaw County's ball now. Fourth down, Tayshawn King gets the handoff around the right side. A huge gain inside the red zone now. Later on, first and goal, Jeremiah Miller gets the pitch left, and he dives into the corner of the end zone. Pylon cam would be nice. Our Jonathan Flippo is a good consolation prize there. Chargers go up 7-zip. And they end up winning 35-0. Those Choctaw County Chargers are looking great again.
All right, how about we get back to the flipper snapper trifecta? We'll do part 3, Eupora at Knox. Second quarter, Eupora up 12-0. Trey Johnson gets the handoff to the right, goes up the middle. He's got a huge hole. He takes it to the house, 75 yards untouched for the score. That's big time.
He's just so big and so fast. Just tough to stop in the run game.
It really is. The 2-point was no good, but they go up 18-0 after that. Knox turn. Caden Carter rolls to his left, throws, and he's picked off by Peasy Pittman. He would return at 65 yards. There were no flags on this one, Cam. PAT was good, and Eupora took a 25-0 lead, and Eupora ends up getting the win over Knox 38-14.
Right-handed quarterback rolling left is usually not a great sign.
Yep, it's kind of similar to throwing off the back foot.
Yes, very much so.
Awkward, off balance, especially with something where you need that kind of precision. Calhoun City topping East Webster. Wolverines have had a heck of a year, though, and that is their first loss of the campaign. Winona beating Senatobia 44-14. Nettleton top Biggersville 32-21. And Red Bay beating Belmont 14-6. All right, Bruce and Nanawoya. Cam, this was a fun one. We got a little dance routine out there, too. You got some moves?
Speaking of fun, you know I do.
Yeah,
you know I do. Come on.
Of course. Third quarter, Nanawoya down 18-14. Bryson Bowler gets the handoff, 4-yard gain. Warriors drive, Wood stall. It's Bruce's turn now. Here come the Trojans. J. Cole Williams gets the snap, throwing deep on a fade. Wide open, Lenny McGregor. Where's Floyd Mayweather? Huge catch down inside that 35-yard line.
Could not have placed it in his hands any better. Dropped it in the bucket.
That's right. Later on, first and goal, Eric Sosa gets the handoff. He goes in untouched, 8-yard run. PAT was good. Bruce extended the lead, 25-14. This one came down to the wire, Cam, and Bruce ended up winning it, 37-34.
How about that?
Big time.
One that didn't go down to the wire here. Hatley Thrasher, if I do say so myself, 55-8.
And I had 46.5. You know I had that spread.
Good for you, man.
You know I did for our Hatley Tigers. All right, Hamilton beating Smithville 41-14.
You know what that score's called? 41-14. It's the same backwards and forwards. That's a palindrome.
Oh, okay. That made me think of the movie Holes with Madame Zeroni. I don't know why.
It's a good one.
All right, Water Valley. This has got to be a scoregami over Jay-Z George, 67-16. Water Valley ended up winning it. Baldwin top West Lowndes 35-6. Vardaman blanked Coffeyville. Sweet potatoes on me tonight, Cam. A big-time dub for your Rams.
The Rams are good, man. They're really good. And, I mean, the defense, the offense, it's all clicking for them right now. They had a bunch of injuries last year. If they don't have them, I mean, they're a team to watch.
You know, you want some cinnamon sugar on that sweet potato, too.
100%.
I already know you. Some marshmallows, too. Okay. Walnut top Myrtle 37-14.
No walnuts on the sweet potatoes.
No walnuts. Absolutely not. All right, coming up next here, Starkville Academy and Pillow Academy. We got those highlights for you. We'll take a little look down in Jackson. Winston Academy at Clinton Christian, and obviously West Alabama. A little later, of course, South Lamar and Pickens County. Welcome back to EndZone, Starkville Academy, and don't sleep on them, Pillow Academy.
I see what you did there.
I know. You hate me. Everyone else does too. All right, third and long, Briggs Bennett chucks one deep. a glorified punt because it's picked off by Tate Dubard.
That's an arm punt. That one shouldn't count as a pick. He knew what he was doing.
Okay, there's the Keenums. President Mark Keenum of Mississippi State hanging out. Hope you're watching tonight. All right. No score, 3rd and long again. This time Bennett makes something happen, finding Tanner McKee on the run. And that's just a play to kind of show tribute to how special Briggs is as an athlete and for the player this year. Vols have had a good season. 2nd quarter, another one. Play action, dropping back right into the breadbasket, Cam.
Beautiful.
Tanner
Just
McKee.
Beautiful.
Or excuse me, Luke McKenzie on the touchdown. 7-0 Vols. They end up winning it 28-0. All right, let's keep things moving here. Winston Academy at Clinton Christian Academy. Caden Boyd runs it in to increase the lead to 22-13 for CCA. Winston's Omar Scott making a couple of shifty moves, cutting that score to 22-19 and finding the end zone. Now running back Nico Bowens for Clinton Christian, increasing it to 28-19. Holder Tidwell for Winston, trying to keep it in the game, throws it to Omar Scott, and he mosses for a late score to cut it to 28-25, but CCA would recover the onside kick, and they end up winning this one.
That was a heck of a play right there, John.
It
Let
was.
me tell you.
It was. Might be top 5. You never know.
Might have to be. All right, let's get out to Heritage Academy, taking on Lamar. Heritage, when you use their special teams in the highlights, you know it's going to be good. A blocked punt there, setting up the Patriots. Charlie Fowler with a nice little 5-yard run. Xavier Weber with another 5 yards, but Heritage is going to have to settle for a field goal here, man, and they couldn't quite get it done. Lamar wins this one 35-17.
All right, let's run through some scores quickly for you here. Calhoun Academy topping Newton 48-46. Columbus Christian falling at Wayne 51-0. French Camp put on 32 points, but Central Holmes had 56.
Goodness.
My goodness, I know, man. All right, let's keep the scores rolling. Winona Christian falling to Ethel 36-13, and Hebron Christian losing to Lee Academy 52-24. All right, coming up next year, we'll take a look at West Alabama. Welcome back to EndZone. Aliceville Sulligent. The Blue Devils were pumped sprinting out of that tunnel. So was Aliceville, Grady Griffin and company. All right. First
Trickeration.
kickoff, Sean Payton looking team.
Yeah.
Recovering the onside kick. Thoughts?
You know, it's a move to onside. It's great if
like
it
you
works.
don't love it.
It's great if it works, right? But
That's a very brave take of yours. Also very
Thanks.
brave of Andrew Lowe here for a 20-yard touchdown run. Taking it to the house.
I'll keep the hot takes going. He's pretty good.
There you go. That's good. The Sulligent fans, they agree with you. They're ringing some cowbells. That's what I think I heard. Charles Long keeping it himself. Couple nice jukes. Getting into the end zone for the touchdown. 21-0 Sulligent. Now, Aliceville, not going to go down without a fight. Taekwon Simon ends up rumbling after making the catch.
That's a tougher throw than people are going to give him credit for.
It is. And he ends up getting down just ahead of the end zone. And then Keanthony Wilder for the touchdown here. Nice play, nice catch, 2-point conversion good, but Sulligent wins it 49-24.
All right, let's get out to Lamar County, taking on Tuscaloosa Academy. Xander Bradford completes this pass to Ryan Anick, forced out at around the 5-yard line after a bad snap, though. Bradford just has to throw it away, can't get anything going, and they settle for 3 to end at the half. Later, Tuscaloosa Academy, Nicholas Evans is the return man, but he is stopped short by Ty Eskridge with a big hit, man. And Lamar County, this team is really good. They end up beating Tuscaloosa Academy 52-35.
And the South Lamar Stallions were at Pickens County, and this one really came down to the wire at the end, and South Lamar ended up barely getting it done. But the Stallions, man, Clay Gillum and company, getting a big-time win. We keep saying it every week. West Alabama, that has been so good, all of our teams out there. Gordo, top Tarrant, 48-20. Victory Christian won 48-26 over MPSA as well. Coming up next, we'll have our teams in the night. Cam, team of the night?
Gotta go Moreville. The Troopers improved to 5-0, blanking Mantachi.
All right, I'll go with Bruce. Why not? Big win at Nanawoya. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
WCBI Sports EndZone Show is brought to you by Jax, Carl Hogan Toyota, Wade Incorporated, Southern Housing, and Clark Beverage Group.